Okay guys, so as you can see, today I am unboxing a tree that I bought from fastgrowingtrees.com. Now, this is the first tree that I'm going to be planting in my backyard, as you know, we're going through the whole process of building out our backyard. And this will be the first thing that's going in. So I heard about this company online and I thought I'd give it a try because it had a lot of good reviews. Anyways, what I did order was a 5 to 6 foot white dogwood tree. And as you can see, it came pretty intact. Now some of the leaves have died a little bit, but you know, that's to be expected because you know, it was shipped to me. But essentially I ordered this about, I think 5 days ago, and it shipped pretty quickly, I gotta say. And the packaging looks pretty nice and the tree still looks intact and healthy. So that's a good thing. So what I'm gonna do now that I've unboxed it, is I'm going to take it to the backyard, dig a hole, maybe prep the hole as well, and then plant this tree and see how well it grows. Now what's nice about this is it also comes with kind of a guide that tells you how you should start the planting process for this tree to make sure that it grows healthy. And then wouldn't you know it, I guess it's perfect timing, but the day that this tree arrived, which is today, happened to be the same day that an unexpected cold front just hits us here in Texas. So for those of you who don't know, it's been hot for pretty much the entire past several months. And all of a sudden today, when I planned to plant this tree, and when this tree actually arrived, all of a sudden it's like 50 degrees outside. So wish me luck. I hope that you know the temperature outside isn't going to affect the way this tree is going to grow, but we're going to follow these instructions and plant the tree in our backyard, our first tree ever, and the first addition to our backyard. Okay, so this is probably where we're going to plant the tree. I've measured it out and this looks like the right place to put it based on the design we have for our backyard. I guess the good thing about this weather is that it's not hot and it's actually cool, so I won't be breaking out a sweat when I'm digging the hole for this tree. I guess the downside to that, of course, is the ground may be a little bit harder and more dry, so digging the hole might be a little bit more complicated in that sense, but I guess it's give and take. So I think I prefer the cooler weather so it's not as hot when I'm digging this hole. Plus, you know, it's getting a little bit warmer out here now, so it's not as cold as it was earlier in the day. So that's also not too bad. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and look at the instructions. But what it said is you're supposed to dig a hole as deep as the root ball and twice the size of the root ball. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my perimeter of where the hole should be, make it a perfect circle, and then dig out the hole and then drop the plant in. And then once the hole is dug, I will mix in some compost, some peat moss, and some garden soil, which is made for trees and shrubs, and then fill it in, and then I will mulch the entire thing and put in a perimeter. And then hopefully this will grow. Again, this is a 5 to 6 foot tree, and in about 20 years, it should be about 25 feet tall. So a pretty nice sized tree that can grow up to about 30 feet. So what I like best about this tree is it flowers, and it's going to be a lot of white flowers. So it's going to look like a big giant white tree when it's fully grown. So excited to see how this thing turns out. So let's get to work. Now the tough part is that Texas ground is full of clay, thick hard clay, and as well a ton of stones and rocks. So it's tough to get to digging these holes, at least by hand. Okay, so I think the holes be deep enough. Let's go ahead and test out and see. So yep, perfect. And I'd say it's about 2 sizes, so this should be good enough. And I gotta say, the clay, the rocks, as you can see to the side here, just so many rocks and so much clay, but finally got the hole dug. Okay, and as instructed, I'm gonna go ahead and mix in some peat moss and compost along with some soil so that the tree has, you know, the best chance of surviving and growing strong. So this is just a pack of peat moss that I picked up from Lowe's. Then I'm probably just going to start shoveling in here. And get the compost. I'm probably just going to use the rest of this bag. Should be plenty. Mix that up a little bit. Probably should have put this in my cement mixer and made it a lot easier, but oh well. A little work never hurt anyone. Okay, and then I'll mix in some garden soil specifically made for trees. And this mixture has wood chunks in it, so it'll help the water drain a little bit. Okay, so we'll take the tree out, put a little bit of dirt in here. Should help the tree set a little bit. Because it's supposed to be level with the ground. Okay, that's about level. And we'll just put some of the original dirt back in here. So we'll go ahead and mix some of the original stuff in there. Original dirt in there. And we'll start shoveling in the compost mix. Compost and peat moss mix. And what I'll probably do the wind does not help though. So what I'll do and then put garden soil on top of the rest. It looks like this is it's a 6-foot tree. Now, this is the first tree that I've ever planted, and I did decide to add a perimeter around the tree just because I wanted to make sure that I kept the soil and the mulch that I'm going to add intact, and I also used it to keep it nice and clean around the tree itself. Now, I did buy a large roll of this perimeter because I know that I'm going to be planting additional trees in the future. And what I like about this perimeter material is that it is easy to cut and adjust the size of it for your needs. Now, as you're watching this video, and something that I did notice after I was nearly complete adding this perimeter, which you'll also see me realize shortly, is that yes, the tree is definitely not in the center of this perimeter that I set. But I guess over time that's something that will correct itself, because eventually I'll remove the perimeter and everything including the ground will settle, and as I re-add more soil and mulch, it will correct itself over time. In addition to that, as we update and add to the landscaping, everything will fall into place on its own, so I'm not really too concerned about the placement of the tree at this time. And I just noticed that the tree is now not in the middle of this whole thing. But I think over time, we can go ahead and adjust that, but for now, I guess it's good enough. Okay, so now that the soil is there, let's go ahead and add some mulch, which will help retain the water. And so the mulch is going to help retain the water and keep the weeds away. Okay, so there we go. Our tree is now planted. We'll probably add a little bit more mulch later, but for now I think that's good enough. And we'll just water this and see where it goes. Oh, one more thing before I do that, we're going to put some of these poles in so we can go ahead and keep the tree from tipping over. Now that the tree is planted, we'll track how it grows over the next few months and years, and then we'll provide regular updates. Now, because the winter season is upon us, I don't think it will grow much in the next couple of months, but we'll check back in the spring on its progress. Please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment with any tree growing tips, and we'll get back to you in the next video. Until then, we'll see ya.